unaffected egg behind them. Perhaps there's still a chance.
Dark with you. Right where I went.
There you are, little egg.
Eggs? Find eggs? Did? Didn't? Do? Gone? Eggs? Eggy babies? All gone? Marge's egg? Margie? Eggy? Eggy baby? Margie? Marge? I saw. They were stolen. The babies, the eggs, some transformed. Not a chicky baby anymore. Oh, God.
She leaps up and grabs the egg with her foot, kicking it under her warm underbelly and settling down upon it
Shh, little beaver baby. Mama's here, warm and here with you.
She cocks a black eye up at you and
Thank you. I have something for you. Something I buried behind the coop. It's yours. It's yours. Unless some other scratchily poke.
Did you expect a needle? Did you expect a needle?
You.
Did you expect a needle? The kid is whistling an off-key tune as he strolls about shiftily. He raises an eyebrow at your approach, but says,
Not too out. Sina, Ben Mesd. Too bad.
The kid shoves his hands in his pockets and ambles off.
Sorcerers from the caravan. They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no void woken.
The Magister smiles, but he does not make eye contact with you. He shifts his weight from the...
Thank the Seven I've Aldous to guide me in these times. He allows me to borrow a bit of courage from him when I need. It's true. It's only a matter of time, you know? Outside Driftwood, not our numbers dwindle. I'm hardly fit to protect. I only hope to... I know they disappear without farewell.
As long as you stayed put, you'd speak. Driftwood is mostly the same as every other fishing town. The Void, though.
Lips are the colour of sea ice. The monk has no response to your stick or your...
As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan.
This town looks peaceful enough. Let's find out if looks deceive.
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no point with them.
Oh, we dwarves had a kingdom, and we will have it back. I won't always be sweeping, I'll be riding horseback. We dwarves had a kingdom, and a proud knight was I. I won't always be sweeping, for my kingdom I'll die. Heavens to Bessie, another one. More queer folk than commoners in Driftwood these days. Ain't hard for a bull to tell. I bet you don't even know which of them voices is anyway. Tavern's just down the road. Can't miss it. 'Cause that's where all the queer ones go. Don't know what's going on.
Maybe I'm glad I ain't pulling carts of stinking fish round no more. But what's a beast to do if not pull? Well now, wouldn't that be grand? Fresh grass.
Is back. She doesn't feel like playing, but...
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionable...
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. Apparently I had a claw in murdering their darling divine-in-waiting Alexander.
The Meister wrenches the bandage, pulling the fabric tight against her wound. She winces before tying it off.
Never mind that. That I was here the entire time. Apparently my cunning transcends time, space, and common sense.
The Meister turns to you, her eyes...
Oh, pardon. I'm so sorry. How could I have forgotten? Thank you so much. Thank you for rescuing me after they had already strung me up. After they had tortured me for days. After they...
She stops mid-shout, descending into a fit of coughing, wheezing and groaning.
If we are quite finished with politeness, there is so much to do. Enthusiasm? On a weekday? My word. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen, Godwoken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural... Come, Godwoken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Push the button.
You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite a sight.
Can you not see the button on the wall? Walk to the corner and press it. Your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go. We can go nowhere until you open the safe in the floor. The combination is 15R, 34L, 23R, 35R, 9R, 16L, 33L, 45R, 51L, 1L. We can go nowhere until you open...
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite. Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers falling within the mechanism let you...
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken. Feel free to look how well I catch my breath. Come speak to me when you wish to proceed, and try not to break anything in the meantime.
Ancient runes, weird contraptions. This place is an Arcanist's dream.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot, nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and Drudanay oil. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed.
Just when I think this land... Still.
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel your...
This recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. I was worried you weren't coming. No need to get rude. I come bearing a gift. Look into my eyes. Good. Now wait. Wait. Ah, now speak the spell.
There. That's a bit more familiar. So, go on. Pretty fantastic, isn't it? You're a step closer toward becoming like one of them now. I gave you a gift. Made you like one of the gods. A bit, anyway. You can see spirits now. Try it next time you cut some innocent to bits. You'll be able to find out just what their sweet little soul thinks of you. Of course. Me too. It's something you and I quite share in common, Lohse. The Seven, on the other hand, they're like leeches who'll suck this world dry if we let them. That's who the other Godwoken will meet in their own souls, by the by. Shriveled, half-dead gods looking to steal Source from their chosen, in exchange for the power to see spirits. They need Source, and they're running out of it. Soon enough, they'll be little more than dead, dry husks, light enough to knock down with a puff of air. That is, unless they get help. Why would they want you? You think the gods have any use for a two-bit singer with a parade of unpredictables marching through her head? You may be Godwoken, but that doesn't make you worthy. But that doesn't matter, Lohse. I saw something special in you. Something they didn't see. That's enough. potential. Look what you can do. You can bless. You can see the spirits of the world. When will you believe that all I want is to see you? The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching them in ways I only dreamed were possible. Drop by drop, they drain away. The gods have gone into hiding within your fellow Godwoken. They see the Well of Ascension. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Aren't you listening? The well is a pool of pure... The seven, fools that they are, each gave up half their powers to create the first. We'll do more than that, though. Feeling thirsty. They thought that having a single divine to unite them would aid in the fight against the Void. But look at them now. The Void is nearly here. You need to go to the Well of Ascension, and then you'll become a god. How does that sound? Would you really trust someone else with that much power? Think of the people you've met so far. All those magisters who'd see you turned into one of those ghastly... What do you think they'd do? The world needs someone to safeguard it against the Void. With the powers of the gods, you'll do a great job. Don't you think? Much the same as it is now. I'll be your advisor, your helpmate. And in return, you'll ensure my survival in the new order of things. For make no mistake, a new order is coming. Whatever you want. You'll be in charge. You fret so much about others. I do hope one will make our way to the lake, but not yet. Not until you've become a true... It won't be easy. You'll need to find tutors. Few remain, and the ones who do have been... Still, I have full faith in you, Lohse. You'll find them, and you'll convince them to teach. Once you have, find me here again. We'll move forward from there. I'd expect nothing less. Soon enough, though, you'll realize that you can do as I say, or get consumed by the Void. Till next time, darling.
The Maester is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? Then it's time to smarten up. This would know. Becoming the divine means The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the Void. The divine cannot use her power for anything else. When you become the divine, there is no more self.
For just a moment, her eyes...
It is no small thing to ask, but it is your duty. Without a new divine, Rivellon will die.
The Maester's claws lash out, grabbing you by the scruff.
As much as I appreciate the fine pedigree of your stupidity, do listen carefully. You cannot risk failure. The only thing you can use the powers of the divine...
She releases you with a twist of her claws, her breath ragged and uneven, her cold eyes glittering in the candlelight.
Very well, then. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some black... Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lung. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard.
The Maester looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the Cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
The spirit of an elegant elven woman materializes before you.
You can see me. A godwoken in my presence. You honor me. I am the Meister's apprentice. I study under her, but I do not learn. I hear tales of the ritual, of what lies beyond. Meister tells me it cannot happen, that I am not godwoken. But in my heart, I know no air fills my lungs, only fire. When the darkness falls, I cannot cry out.
The spirit looks at you.
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently.
You can't channel enough sauce? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? I know exactly what must be done. You must find a master of sauce. And I could have helped you once, but the purging which the Magisters included as part of their service was quite efficient. They stripped me of my sauce. Not enough to silence me, but enough that I would not turn their insides to lime. Enough to sever my link to the font from which all source... So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to fort... Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Just so, some of these are quite dark, twisted individuals. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the...
Over in a violent coughing fit.
The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured, but do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground. There may still be powerful sorcerers hiding.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens. A dark red...
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember...
I think that lunatic Siva is loose again. We won't be so gentle when we catch her this time. Damn it. Magister Raymond wanted word in the carriage.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'd give anything for a fresh bit of fish, I would.
Too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
You needing supplies? Stock up if I were you. It's madness out there. Never seen anything like it. Until later, then.
Lucian's Day coming, and I can't afford tatters.
More humans! Just what we needed. Keeping it together, Bree.
My word, but you do look exhausted. I bet you could use a touch of magic.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
I don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Have you anything that will protect against frostbite? I can turn aside fire, cold and poison. But void walking? God knows what'd stop those beasts. Couch stealing.
Have at it. Got yourself situated.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
protect against cold woke.
I can turn aside fire, cold and poison. But void walking, God knows what'd stop those beasts. Couch stealing.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not while you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tongue, who will? You idiot.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I can turn aside fire, cold and poison. But void walking, God knows what'd stop those beasts. Couch stealing.
Yep.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Well met, friend. Interested in Driftwood's finest catch?
You look down at the cart and see fish with...
It's free to look. Fair travels, friend.
Back for a return visit? Or have at it. Got yourself situated. Yep.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it.
My word, but you do have at it. Got yourself situated.
Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over.
Yep.
I don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
My word, but have at it. Got yourself situated.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Yep.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Come over. What you buying, anything?
I don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Back for a return visit, are you?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen
Yep.
in a vat of vinegar.
Don't come over. What you buying, anything?
I don't come visit your ton. Who will?
War's a brewing, my friend. Special prices for you. War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprits still at large.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
We've just
Keeping it together, Bree? You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprits still at large.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Buying or selling?
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
I don't come visit you, Ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 2 dozen latest news! Many a latest, my friend. The war ain't looking too good for them lizards. You remember what happened to the elves, don't you? Ain't no one left standing when you treat them to death, Fog. Jolly Justinia, Queen of the Dwarves. Ah, here's 20 or so noble gentlemen. No one knows what they did wrong, if anything, and she has them stripped and whipped all the way to the execution grounds. Didn't even you ask me, and I say she's mad as a mink with its tail on fire. Queen or no, 7 save. Kill them all, I say. I mean, they...
Keeping it together, Reed.
That's it. The barrels and the chests. On the double. You too, Julian. Show 'em how it's done, man. Go on, you mute sacks of flesh. Put your backs in. The Lord Dread awaits. It sails bill...
The Magister stops, barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you, the wolf eyeing the deer.
Oh, but yours is not a stink like the one that surrounds... Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Your body swinging... We do cruel things.
He licks his lips.
See, I'd like to string you up too. Rack you with rods and leave you dangling over a puddle of your own blood and piss. Oh, no, that won't do at all. I'm very good at what I do. There was a whiff of something in the air when you were best convinced me I was mistaken.
He leans in closer and sniffs.
Interesting. So I was mistaken. Must have been ambition I smelled. Very well. In that case, we'll forego the gallows and turn straight to the... Seems peaceful here, doesn't it? But they do. Consider for a moment the dwarf. What is he? A mule? A beast of burden? But so I need catcher. I must depart post-haste, but Julian here will stay behind and be a good little parrot.
Stay behind? But I've my orders. Same as you. Dallas.
Like I said, Julian is staying. And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. How about we part shaking hands instead of stringing them up?
For a few moments, his hand hangs...
Hard feelings, idiot. The illusion of choice. The time has come, my stitched-lit lovelies. We set sail. Get on board and man your stations.
Left behind like a dog. Blah. 7 curses upon that ship.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robes, none the worse for wear, apparently, from the blast of magic that knocked him off his feet.
You, the so-called friend of Dallas. I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. Oh, I'm ever so pleased you changed your mind. Now answer me. Did you meet with the Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning to... By the Bishop's bones, you saw it? Out with it, woman! What happened? Voidwoken. That means Source was used. Which means some third party must have attacked Raymond, that old goat. Always suspected there's more to the Driftwood Dwarves than meets the eye. Hate to admit it, but I think he may be... Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ship sinking, weapons disappearing. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove. They've always been snakes in the grass. Cheap labour, sure. And hard workers, too. Half of them. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategist to boot. There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out of his hideout beneath the Black Bull.
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he...
It's wild territory. Remote and hostile. Should you find any such place, and better yet, proof that Lohar is working in behalf... In that case, go for...
In short,
should any such place exist, it would be very opportune. Transcribe it to any...
together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't do too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Back for a return visit, are you?
Anything that will protect against Voidwoken.
I can turn aside fire, cold and poison. But Voidwoken... God knows what'd stop those beasts.
Cold steel it is,
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. It's not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tongue, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
God knows what'll stop those beasts. Cold
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
They don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
Yep.
As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
They don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Have you heard any news?
Nothing good. Boy woken are everywhere. Thank the
Keeping it
divine
together,
Lord
Bree?
here to protect us.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Yes.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar. They don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
The kid is whistling an off-key tune.
Monster, monster! Poor little Peeper. Poor little monster Peeper, baby. There's only one way. Yes, there's only one thing to Papa. Yes, yes, yes! He wanders, he roosts, but he is special. He can help Peeper, can keep him safe. Then you'd better be the best mama you can be. Care for Peeper and stroke him and bring him straight to his papa. What? No! Peeper's still just a...
As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan?
Maybe not come back.
The shimmering ghost of a lizard magister turns her gaze upon you. She holds your stare. You are Zeus-Han, a young lizard magister, devoted to the Order. More than this, you are in love with a... You are Zeus-Han once more. Your heart is broken. Posted to the grave, you see how deeply...
Well, there you are. Been trying my hand at a few bows and such, like you asked. Hope you like what you see. Anything else you want to chat about? Same to you.
The little squirrel cowers.
Please! Please don't step on me!
Here be witchery. Trespass not.
Jonathan, how long has it been?
Gareth looks to the limp body at his feet. Then...
I knew I'd see him again. I wish it hadn't been like this. Indeed, yet more than that. His name is Jonathan. He is my friend. Or was. I led him here. I felt someone's gaze on me from almost the very moment I stepped foot on the coast. Lucian taught never to ignore augury. And sure enough, I saw the flash. I came here and waited. The door swung open and it was him. A fake. Now I must do as duty requires.
Gareth raises his blade and tightens his grip, but falters. He cannot strike the final blow.
You want me to drag a wight across the coast in viewing distance of a dozen magisters and get a tongue lashing from Malady as a reward? I have not lost all sense, I assure you.
Gareth's fingers open and close around his sword's hilt. His breath... Gareth lowers his arm and straightens his spine.
I know a safe place nearby, away from the creatures of the meadows. I'll take him there. He'll be untouched. I pray he remembers what we were, and what we still might be, should Lucian will it.
You're too large for this.
The Scion works. You do not disturb her.
No, it hurts, huh?
The elven warrior stands guard over a captive magister. The magister looks a little worse for wear.
Stay back. The thief stays where she is.
Please, take it. I didn't.
If the Scion wishes for you to know, she tells you. Do the Divine Order tend our needs when they steal our lands, torture us, murder us? We only return what is given.
No, it hurts, huh?
Do you follow? Do the thieves send you? Answer! No. You are no thief. No magister.
Take it. I didn't.
Forgive me. My armor whispers. It is impatient. Spores. Old elven magic. The magisters run. My armor find them. It is of...
She gestures at the bound magister and free...
Yes, yes. Simpler to show them. Come. Watch. Do not touch. Come here, Duran.
The magister's scream bubbles beneath putrid gas and is cut suddenly short. The corpse rocks gently, as if shifting in sleep, and then the creepers knit silently together to weave a pair of gauntlets.
Do you see now? It is a marvel. The armor grows from the thief. Something beautiful from something evil. Forget her cries. Her death is good. Two. My prisoner says they take one to these black pits nearby. The other, it is said to be a hollow place. Stone and fire and filth. I go even so. Not my plans, its plans. The present, a world where we are not prey, but hunters.
She grasps her head, as if trying to...
It is for us.
Lucky find.
The rooster looks his son over, first with one beady eye,
He has my eyes! But I see nothing but the void lurking behind those pretty peepers. Here, Papa! Good choice! Good choice! Oh, gosh! What is it? That's right, Coco! Doubt will none to doctor! Kill that wizard! Why you still go? Aren't you distracted by the tuk-tuk-tuk? That's all you wacko! Adventurous!
the elven warrior
keep walking.
Before you lies a primitive altar to the Seven. The air stirs. A voice rises around you. It's God woken. The word flutters against your ear. A jolting sensation pierces your heart. The whispers shuffle away, and the air shifts.
Oh my gods, you're ugly. You turn milk green and a magister's red coat black. My mistress Alice might fancy you, though. She has the magisters with the red coats chased her into the woods. Brr. They'll be sorry. Brr.
Smells of lavender and charred flesh. It's almost homely. Almost. Is that her eye? Did she pluck out her own eye?
Big Marge's spirit pecks at you. It causes no... Doubled over in agony, the shivering Magister spirit mumbles to himself. Noting the attention, he straightens, revealing insignia spelling Kinnet, and a jagged wound spilling his innards upon the ground. He reaches a ghost. You become Kinnet. His memories flooding over you. Warmth, comfort. You are Kinnet, playing cards with your mates in a cozy barracks. You stagger to tipsy attention. As a white-clad Magister, it's a one-man job. A job no man wants. Your sly-eyed troop leader holds out straws to you and the others. You feel the short straw and hear them shout, "Kinnet!" You know what that means. A lonely traipse in the cold dark. Massacre. Your lantern reveals ravaged corpses in every direction. Inhaling sharply, you smell a thick black stench you remember secondhand from the few void-woken corpses your troops have found. No. Kinnet's tears fall from your eyes as you recognize his beloved weapon master. A dark thicket rustles to your left. A claw rakes savage stripes across your guts. As Kinnet dies, all goes black. Staggering back from Kinnet's deathly grasp, only your own blood now pumps through your heart. With your living eyes, you see him trembling in front of you, desperately holding out 3 straws. As you pluck the short straw from his hands, Kinnet weeps with relief. His wound is... He looks around, then looks at you, and then he smiles. Smiling broad...
Step back at once. History will remember you Reds with more venom than even the Black Ring.
History? History is written by victors. Do not doubt.
The spirits of a Magister and a dwarf are locked in ethereal combat. Their vicious blows make no impact, yet they struggle on. Mid-snarl, the dwarf spies your presence.
Sorcerer! You must hate the Reds as much as I do, eh? Rightly so. Reds had sorcerers locked up tight in that caravan.
The Magister lunges for the dwarf, his exasperation clear.
Anna, you saw it with your own eyes. You know Sorcerer's Law, Voidwoken, and you know we'd all still be alive if you hadn't attacked our caravan.
Not to flip your flops or nothing, but 'tis more that my boss Lohar is against Magisters than for...
The Magister snorts in...
Lohar, I should have known. Sorcerer, if you want to stay alive around these parts, you'll stay far, far away from that walk... Before it all, Voidwoken stole the sorcerers along the cliffs, headed for Seven knows where.
The Magister's shoulders collapse with relief. His burden lifted, his spirit slowly fades to nothingness before your eyes.
We tried to help your kind, and you'll help those that enslaved you? You're a wrong 'un and no mistake. I've little to say to one who parleys with Magisters. Yes, indeed, that'd be you.
The bull flips its ghostly tail at a non-existent fly. It registers your presence.
Well, guess I should have seen that coming. Yep, sure do. Or did, leastways. All bulls can see the future. That's nice of you. It's not so bad so far. Sure you want to know? Alright. Here is...
The bull shakes itself, swallows the card, clears it...
You're gonna die. Let me think about that now, too. Yeah. Soon, maybe.
The bull shrugs.
Here. I don't suppose you could do me a favour and unhitch this here harness so as I can make my way to the Field of Echoes.
The bull nods its thanks and gently fades away.
I knew you'd say yes.
I've little to say to...
Looky here, folks. You can find a way across, right? I'm... Looky here, folks.